Hey everyone, Ian here with Schwarzkopf Professional. I'm sure many of you know our fabulous and famous brand, BLONDME. Well, today I'm going to walk you through a new launch that we have happening, and it's a new product for us called Base Breakers. I'm sure a lot of you have been doing base breaking in the salon, base bumping, base shifting. Well, this new product on our part is dedicated just to that. So I'm going to walk you through what to do, how to use them, what to expect, and get you rolling so that you can start using these tomorrow in the salon. So if you're ready, let's go. What is a base breaker, first of all? Well, a base breaker is essentially something that you could use on a client who maybe wants to get by more time in between highlight visits. So basically what a base breaker does, you've got the natural hair down here and you've got the highlights. When you've got regrowth, like I do right now, it's a bit of a jump. And so what a base breaker does is exactly that. It lifts you up maybe a half to one level, but what I love about ours is that they don't cause a lot of warmth, which is usually what people are afraid of with base breaking. So why would you need this BLONDME Base Breaker versus what you've been doing in the salon? Well, it's got our integrated bonding technology, so you can safely break the base and know that you're protecting the hair all along the way. You have two different options for mixing the base breaker with. You have a 7 volume or a 20 volume. 7 volume is going to give you the smallest, most subtle shift of that base, and then 20 volume will give you just a little bit more. Comes in 3 shades. We have Soft Cool, which is the lightest for the most delicate light blondes, Cool for your medium levels, and Extra Cool, which is going to be able to handle and cancel out even more warmth. So you've got a lot of versatility here, and remember, you're only going to get up to a level of lift at best with these, so it's the perfect base break for the ultimate control when you're worried about base breaking to begin with. Not only do you shift the base or break the base, you also get to tone the highlights at the same time. For me, in salon, this is crucial because once I rinse my lightener, I want to basically plant 2 trees with 1 seed, tone and base bump or base break all at the same time. Then all I have to do is worry about conditioning when I'm done. It actually is quite a time saver. So let's get started. All right, we're gonna do a really simple hand-painted balayage highlight on our client, something we would normally do every day behind the chair in salon. We are using our BLONDME Bond Enforcing Clay Lightener. It gives us up to 7 levels of lift, and I know she's pretty light naturally, but we decided to go with the 40 volume for that up to 7 levels of lift to make sure that we're getting nice, bright end results. There's some previous highlights happening here, but we just kind of wanted to enhance some of the back and kind of bring it all together. And then the beautiful thing is we talked about the BLONDME Base Breakers are going to act as both a base break to this that you see here, but also it's going to tone the highlights at the same time. So it's really a time saver and I love it. So yeah, we're just going to get started with the highlight now. Okay, you can see I'm just doing some soft hand painting. I'm using our BLONDME clay lightener. I chose to do diagonal forward partings because if you think about the way the hair falls or wants to move, it's going to build brightness around the face. It's almost like I'm pushing all of that lightness there. So we're going to keep going with our hand painting. Now, another tip: if you have, if you're highlighting and you have like a part where you feel like it's too heavy up towards the regrowth area, I cut apart like this little sponge from our color melter. Used to be the color melter, and I almost use it like a beauty blender. So it's clean, and I just take it and I move up and down to get a really seamless blend. So you can continue using your brush, you can use the beauty blender, like to bring everything together. And then just to make sure that we're getting brightness on the ends, I'm gonna take my board, place the hair on it, and then paint through to saturate the rest. And I'm ready to keep moving. So we just finished the right side of the head. Again, we did diagonal forwards, kind of working up to like, I don't know, pretty horizontal. But I did that because the hair just naturally wants to fall this direction, so all of the brightness will build around the face, and she's got such a pretty one, so we figured let's face frame it and brighten her up. So we're gonna flip over to the other side and we'll show you what it looks like when we're at the bowl. We have finished the hand painting or balayage highlights on our model. Right now is kind of like that pivotal moment where you're in salon and I need to break the base and I need to tone her at the same time. For this client, she's pretty light and the highlights got pretty light, so we decided to go with the soft cool, and that's equal parts base breaker and developer. We chose the BLONDME 20 volume developer to mix that with, just because I want to make sure that I get the shift, that we're toning the highlights, everything's happening in the same go. So here's how I'm going to apply it real life in salon at the backwash situation. I'm going to take my bottle applicator and I'm just going to use the nozzle of this to part her hair, saturate probably a good 2 to 3 inches from the scalp out. And what that's going to do is break that natural virgin hair that she had, but also tone the highlights at the same time. So at about this point, it's been 7-8 minutes, so we're almost at that 10-minute mark. I like to take my tin brush and just kind of wipe away any excess, and then I take my fingers and I push the hair up. What I'm looking for is to see, do I have any warm reflection at all? And compared to what she came in with, I do. Now this is a really good point to stop your base breaker, because if I let it go more, it's not that it's going to get brassy, it's just the longer you leave something like this on, the more potential for brassiness that you have. This right here is just enough for me to see a little bit of reflection, kind of take the older lady blonde and go back to 7-year-old blonde. Yep, there we are. Time to rinse. We highlighted with the BLONDME Clay Lightener, and we did the 12% 40 volume. We wanted the brightness. I wanted to make sure that she could see the highlights. And you can see, you know, I went through and I balayaged everything. You can see that there's highlights here. But one of my favorite things about the base breakers is not only did it soften her natural virgin hair, but it also toned the highlights all in the same go. So I did a highlighting service, broke the base and toned the highlights all in the same amount of time, and I think we left it on a total of about 7, 8, 9 minutes or something in there. Maximum timing is 10, and I'm really thrilled, and I know you're really thrilled with your hair. I think it looks phenomenal, and it's just very sunny, beachy, light, and it just helped to brighten up the entire thing. So I'm really excited, and I'm loving the new base breakers, and we hope you will too. So stay tuned for more blonding videos on our channel. If you want any more education on all things blonding from Schwarzkopf Professional, check out this playlist right here. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and thanks again.